All right, this will be your trading plan. All right, guys. This is the trading plan you will follow going forward. It is very simple, and all you just need to do, guys, is just stick to this no matter what. All right. This is where consistency will actually build up. Cool. So the first thing, the rule number one, you're only going to place one trade per day. Why? This avoids you from over trading and placing too much trades and less chances of you losing all your money. Okay? So only one trade per day. You're not going to revenge trade. You're not going to over trade. And this is where discipline comes in and you build consistency. Once you can follow this simple rule, okay? Now you need to understand risk and reward. I probably spoke about this earlier, but I'm gonna let you guys understand, right? Remember, the risk is basically the money you can lose, and the reward is the amount of money you can make. So the plan is what we're gonna be doing. We're gonna risk 5% per trade max. Okay, and your whatever risk you're starting from, guys, do not change it. Alright? Do not change it. Stick with it no matter what. Alright? So now I'm going to tell persons that a realistic amount that you can start off with is like a decent amount to start off with is maybe like 500 US dollars. But you don't. You get what I'm saying? I'm just saying realistic amount. If you're supposed to, if you have the money, and I tell persons, what's a beginner amount you can start off with, it would be 500. But you can start with any amount. But $100 is even a good amount as well too. Okay? As a beginner, take your time and grow. So you're gonna risk 5% per trade max, and if you start off with a certain percentage risk, do not change it. All right, and you're gonna stick with a 1 to 3 risk to reward. Where risk to reward is basically the amount of money you can lose versus the amount of money you can gain. All right, so if I'm risking $50 on a $1,000 account, that means I'm risking 5%, and if I have a 1 to 3 risk to reward, that means I'm risking $50 to make 150. Okay, so anything I'm risking, I'm able to make 3 times the amount. So when you're placing your trades, ensure you have at least a minimum 1 to 2 is fine, but you want to try to have a 1 to 3 consistency. Okay, now this is just a quick example of something. So let's say you're trading on a $1,000 account, right? And you're risking 5% of that $1,000, which is $50. All right. So let's say for the first trade you lost. Cool. Your second trade you lost. That means you would have been down $100 now. Cool. So that means the account would have been at $900. On the third trade though, you're sticking with the same 5% risk, right? You would have made $150 now. Cool. Because you're risking the same $50 all the time. So now the third trade, you hit a 1 to 3 risk to reward and actually won that trade. But look at what would happen. You would made back the $100 that you lost plus $50 extra. So one simple loss basically recovered all the loss. One simple win, my bad, recovered all the losses that you just took. And that is how it is. You don't need to win all trades, guys. All right. So for example, if you take like 100 trades, for example, cool, and you risk 5% on every single trade with a 1 to 3 risk to reward, and you only had 40 wins. This, and each 40 wins, that's 15% gain. And each time you lose, that's 5% lost. If you technically look at it, you'll still be profitable. More losses than wins. Why? Because you have a 5% risk and you have a 1 to 3 risk to reward. So anytime you take a loss, just know that the next win will always gain back what you lost plus profit again. Okay? So I always tell persons that it's not about risking a lot of money or nothing like that. It's actually a plan and you work with it. It's very simple to follow, guys. As I said, this shows how consistent the business builds growth, etc. Alright. So even a 40% win rate, guys, strong risk to reward creates profit all the time. Even if you're the worst at trading, as long as you stick with this plan, you're good. And as I said, the plan and the rules that you want to follow is always risk the same 5% and never increase it, no matter what. After losses especially, do not even try to increase it to make back your money. You will come back. Don't worry yourself. Alright? Just take your time and stick to a 1 to 3 every time. And you want to think long term, okay? So, when you start trading, Stick to this rule, stick to this plan, study this plan, write it on a piece of paper, and a sticky note, and look at it every single day before you're ready to trade. All right. And you know, the big lesson, you don't need to win every trade. As I said, you just need to be disciplined, you need to be consistent, and you just follow the same system and the plan that you've been taught just now. All right. So that's pretty much it, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next module.